Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the finale of my Spitfire tracer unit project. So there's going to be lots of shooting, lots of flame effects, but what I thought I'd do is just before we get into the shooting part of it, let's do a quick rundown of what I've actually done and how easy it is to fit it into each of the cans, because the whole point of this project was that I wanted to have something where I could get my Spitfire tracer unit, dump it into a few different cans, but I wanted it to be very easy and I wanted it to be very quick and efficient, so I didn't want to waste any time. So I want to be able to like put it in my MP9 can, take it out, immediately put it into my MP7 can. And I don't want to, no dicking around. So let's just have a quick look and see what I've done. So I've got everything tidied away in this little like mini Pelly case, but this is a case that a pet came in, and actually inside here it's pretty simple. There's just a few bits of spring, the actual Spitfire tracer unit itself, the end cap for it, which has been heavily filed away, and that's it. So I'm going to do this in the order of how I've actually done the videos. So we're going to start off with the MP9 can. I'm going to show you the final bits that I've done for this. So in its normal state, this is how I would leave it. So in here we've got, obviously with an end cap on, but in here we've got a couple of bits of foam, and we've also got the original case for the Spitfire tracer unit. So if you see my previous video, I'd go back and have a look. I don't want to kind of go over too much of it again. I've just wrapped this up. So all you've got to do is, one goes into another, sits relatively straight, but you can fix that by popping the end cap on. There you go, all sits in there nice and straight, doesn't want to, there's a little bit of movement, but it doesn't want to fall out. Get that, pop it in there, lovely job. End cap goes on, that's now ready to shoot. So a couple of the bits you'll probably have seen just there, there is actually some alu foil tape on the inside of here, and also a little bit just on the inside of there as well. But let's get this out of here, because we're not gonna dwell on that. We want to get on with the shooting part of it. I haven't done it yet, so this is all filmed in order, so I haven't actually got around to that bit yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the bit that's coming up next, the same way that you are. Right, okay, next one. Let's dump this into the MP7. Actually no, the next one I did was the RC2, so let's dump it in the RC2. So I've got a very small spring to go at the back here, so this will push onto the back of the unit where it's slightly thinner. There we go, that's not too bad. So it doesn't have to sit, like, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's not perfect, it doesn't matter, it just needs to be on there. End cap, again, goes on, doesn't want to come off. So inside this, there's actually a single piece of foam in there. Now this is different to some of the other cans, because they are all QD, but this one has different lengths of flash hiders and muzzle brakes and stuff that go in it. So what I'm going to do before I insert anything into this one, I'm just going to grab a rifle. So this just happens to be a Type89. There is a mag in it, but it is not loaded. So I will put the QD can onto it. So I can pick this up. Luckily I've got the folding stock one. Lucky me. Right, so spin it until it clicks. Go, hold it down, press the collar. Right, so that now gives me a fixed amount with a fixed space. I can then drop this in here, all the way down, and there's a little bit, that's actually, that there is the foam, that is the spring. I've then got another small piece of spring here. I didn't clip the ends, but I did just round them off. So that just plops in on the top, and the end cap just screws on. So this is the only one where you kind of have to do it attached onto the gun. All the other ones, the QD system doesn't run all the way through the suppressor. So there we go. Now there's a Spitfire tracer unit in this RC2 on my Type89. Cool. So And as you can see, as soon as I take it off, it's got rattling. As soon as I put it back on, well, the gun's rattling a little bit, but there's no rattling from the actual tracer unit. So as soon as I take it off, it rattles. Okay. Cool. Right, so on to the next. Last, and from what we've seen so far, not least. So we're going to take this off, put this one on, which is basically just a bit longer, and then we're going to go like that. Boom. Insert the entire lot into the MP7 can. Now, I very, very foolishly put a tiny bit of alu tape on the inside of here. I shouldn't have done that. It's now like, it's a bit of a pain in the arse, but it does have a bit where, there you go, if you twist it a little bit, yeah, there you go, I've got it to go in. But actually, it has also had the effect of, it doesn't now want to drop forward, because there is that little bit of tape causing that extra bit of resistance, but I can still get it out by, give it a tap, there you go, all of it comes out. Not a problem. So, that's basically how I'm keeping all of them. That's how quick it is to change from the MP9 to the RC2 to the MP7 can. Let's just get on and shoot. Yeah, let's cut straight to the shooting. One quick thing. Before we get to the shooting, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to all the people that have subscribed to my channel and all of the comments, all of the likes and everything like that. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get on with it. So I didn't get the results yesterday from the RC2 can that I was hoping for. So I'm trying again today, this time using the MP5. So guys, those are the results. Bit of a mixed bag in my opinion. So I started off obviously using the MP9, and that one's relatively easy to spot. You can tell by the rate of fire of the gun. Then I've got the MP7, great effect out of that. That's been kind of like the star throughout the whole of this. As soon as I got it working, I realised that was probably going to be the one that shone the brightest, literally. And after that, I think then the RC2. So I had a few problems with the RC2. I put it on the MWS, and when I was mag dumping, for some reason, it jammed, and it just wasn't liking shooting on full auto. Really weird. So I'm going to do some more, obviously, testing on my guns now. So I tried the Type89. It did work, but again, you know, the same as the MWS, it's like a really gas efficient system, so it just wasn't kicking enough out the front. So what I did in the end was, after shooting and, you know, showing you guys the footage of those two, I decided to take the flash hider off the front of the Type89, put it onto my MP5, and it's a WE MP5A5, which is not particularly gas efficient, but it's also, again, not a hugely good gun at shooting on full auto. It's not like a kind of, when you look at the MP7, like the TM1, it just absolutely, it chugs, you know, it just goes along, and it's really nice and steady most of the time. Same with the MP9. The MP5, you kind of see in all of the footage, it stutters a bit. And actually what it ended up doing is chopping a couple of the BBs. So it happens a lot less with like normal BBs, but in some of this testing, I was actually using tracers. So you can't really tell. There was one that you could see really brightly because that was a green tracer, but I used up my entire stash of red tracer BBs trying to bring that footage. So what actually happens is they're a lot more brittle, and if you've got quite an aggressive system like the WE MP5, where the bolt is smashing forward, if the BBs don't go in perfectly, it can shatter BBs, or if it hits anything on the way down, it will just shatter. So you did see that happening, and I noticed that as I was shooting, and some of the BBs were, I had a few like shattered BBs in the RC2 tracer can, basically. So that was a disappointment, but it didn't happen at all with the Type89 or the MWS. So the MWS kind of had its own crap out issue. It wasn't using the stock bolt, it was weirdly using the Rogue bolt, but I was using a lightweight bolt with a slightly heavier buffer. I don't think that's a particularly good combination to use. I normally would run a lightweight buffer in there because it's for longer range shooting. Why am I talking about this? That's not for now. Anyway, so you saw on the MP9 can, and especially on those last little bits of footage that I was showing, I was pointing the gun very much more towards the camera, and so you could kind of see a bit more of the UV effect coming out, which I thought was really cool because it was kind of like blue fire coming out the front of the gun. It's not, you know, it's not fire, but it's cool nonetheless. So yeah, I think, you know, if I'd turned it to the side, it would have just looked normal, like the other footage that I've managed to bring you guys. But as far as my project goes, I'm calling it's complete. I've completely destroyed my Spitfire tracer unit. It now basically looks like this. So that's the price that you pay. But it also, I don't have some like stupid looking flash generator thing on the front of any of my guns. I've got this, which I can put onto a number of different guns. I've also got an MP9 and my MP7. So you know what? I'm done. Like, I'm done with this project. So I can now take this out to games. Hopefully I'm going to be playing CQB is going to be opening up in May. So we've got a few weeks to go yet before it's open again. But I am very excited for CQB opening up again. And I will probably see some of you guys out there. So until the next one, or until I see you beforehand, take care.